Yeah, let's get real for a minute. If you're over 60, there's something quietly trying to steal your freedom. Sarcopenia, it's the slow, sneaky loss of muscle that happens with age. Your legs get weaker, your balance slips, and simple tasks become struggles. But here's the powerful truth. You can stop it. You can reverse it. And no, just eating a few eggs won't cut it. Sarcopenia is one of the quietest yet most destructive forces working against our health as we age. It's not something you feel all at once like an injury or an illness. It creeps in slowly, year after year, gradually robbing you of the strength, balance, and energy that once felt effortless. By the time most people notice it, they've already lost a significant amount of muscle mass. Tasks that used to be second nature, standing up from a chair, climbing a flight of stairs, carrying groceries, start to feel heavier, slower, and harder. What makes sarcopenia even more dangerous is that many people simply accept it as a normal part of aging, when in fact it's largely preventable and even reversible with the right approach. The word sarcopenia literally means poverty of flesh, and that description is fitting. Around the age of 30, our bodies start naturally losing muscle if we don't actively work to maintain it. By the time we reach 70, some people have lost 20 to 30% of their muscle mass. This isn't just about losing strength for sports or heavy lifting. This is about losing the very tissue that stabilizes your joints, protects your bones, and powers your every move. When you have less muscle, you burn fewer calories at rest, which can lead to weight gain and insulin resistance. Your balance becomes shakier, which raises your risk of falls and fractures. Even your immune system and brain health can suffer, because muscle tissue helps regulate hormones, inflammation, and blood sugar. One of the biggest misconceptions about aging is that muscle loss is inevitable. Yes, the process of building new muscle becomes slower as we get older, but it does not stop completely. Your muscles are still capable of growing and strengthening well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond, as long as you give them two essential things, resistance and protein. The problem is that most older adults do neither consistently. Many gradually move less as they age, choosing comfort over challenge. At the same time, their appetite often shrinks, and they eat less protein than their body needs to preserve muscle tissue. This 1-2 punch, less movement and less protein, is what allows sarcopenia to quietly take over. Sarcopenia is more than a physical issue. It's a threat to independence. It's what makes people stop traveling, stop playing with grandkids, and stop enjoying the life they worked so hard to build. Weak muscles turn minor slips into major injuries, and they make every recovery longer and harder. But the encouraging truth is that you can stop this decline with the right foods, the right kind of movement, and steady consistency. You can not only halt muscle loss, but actually rebuild the strength you thought was gone forever. It starts with the decision to no longer see sarcopenia as normal aging and instead treat it as a challenge you are capable of overcoming. Eggs are often celebrated as one of the most complete and affordable sources of protein, and for good reason. They are packed with essential amino acids, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals that support overall health. For many people, especially older adults, eggs seem like the perfect go-to food for maintaining muscle. They're easy to cook, easy to chew, and easy to digest. But while eggs are undeniably healthy, they are simply not enough to stop or reverse the muscle loss caused by sarcopenia. Relying on eggs alone can give a false sense of security that you are doing everything needed to protect your strength, when in reality you may still be falling short of the protein and nutrient levels your aging muscles require. The main reason eggs fall short is the amount of protein they provide. Large egg has about 6 grams of protein. For someone over 60 trying to preserve or rebuild muscle, research shows that each meal should ideally contain around 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein. That means you would need to eat 5 to 7 eggs in a single meal just to hit the lower end of that range. While that might be possible once in a while, it's not realistic or balanced for everyday eating. Most people end up eating just 1 or 2 eggs at breakfast and assume they've done enough, but that leaves them well below their body's needs for muscle repair and growth. Over time, this shortfall adds up, and the body has no choice but to continue breaking down muscle tissue. Another issue is that eggs, while nutrient-rich, are not as calorie-dense or as filling as larger servings of meat, fish, or dairy proteins. When appetite naturally decreases with age, it becomes crucial to make every bite count. Older adults must focus on meals that deliver a big dose of protein in a small volume of food. Lean beef, chicken, turkey, fatty fish like salmon or sardines, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, and high-quality whey protein all pack far more protein per serving than eggs can. Including these foods ensures you reach that optimal threshold of amino acids that triggers muscle synthesis, a threshold that just a couple of eggs will not hit. It's also important to understand that aging muscles are less responsive to smaller amounts of protein. This means older adults experience something called anabolic resistance. The body doesn't respond as strongly to protein as it once did, so more is needed to get the same effect. Younger people can build muscle from smaller protein doses, but older bodies require larger, more concentrated servings. This makes it clear why relying on eggs alone is a losing battle. They are a great part of a balanced diet, but they can't carry the whole load. If you want to protect your strength and independence, eggs can be one tool in the toolbox, but you must surround them with heavier hitting proteins that give your muscles the building blocks they desperately need. When it comes to fighting sarcopenia and rebuilding lost muscle, the key is not just getting some protein, it's getting enough of the right kinds of protein consistently. This is where real protein powerhouses come into play. These are foods that are naturally rich in complete, high-quality protein and packed with essential amino acids that your body needs to build and repair muscle tissue. They go far beyond what a few eggs can offer and can make a powerful difference in how quickly you regain strength, energy, and stability as you age. The beauty is that these foods are simple, real, and widely available, not exotic or expensive supplements. Lean meats like beef, chicken, and turkey are among the most effective muscle-building foods for older adults. A small serving about the size of your palm can easily provide 25 to 30 grams of protein. These animal proteins are considered complete proteins because they contain all 9 essential amino acids in the right ratios your muscles require for repair and growth. When you pair these with resistance training, your body has the perfect raw materials to rebuild muscle fibers that have thinned over the years. Fish, especially fatty varieties like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, are another powerhouse choice. In addition to 20 to 25 grams of protein per serving, they offer omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation and improve muscle protein synthesis, making your body more efficient at using the protein you eat. Dairy proteins are another category of powerhouses often overlooked. Greek yogurt and cottage cheese are excellent because they are concentrated sources of casein and whey, both of which are top quality proteins. A single cup of Greek yogurt can deliver 20 grams of protein, while a cup of cottage cheese offers around 25 grams. These foods are especially useful for seniors because they are soft, easy to chew, and digest well, even for those with reduced appetite. They also provide calcium, which supports bone strength, an important factor when you are trying to prevent falls and fractures as you regain muscle. Whey protein isolate deserves special mention because it is one of the fastest digesting and most efficient protein sources available. A single scoop mixed in water or milk provides around 25 grams of protein almost instantly absorbed by the muscles. This makes it ideal for a quick breakfast or post-exercise recovery, especially on days when preparing and chewing large meals feels like a chore. It is not about replacing real food, but about making sure you hit your daily protein targets no matter how your appetite fluctuates. Relying on these protein powerhouses takes the guesswork out of muscle recovery. Instead of hoping that small amounts of protein scattered throughout the day will be enough, you intentionally load each meal with foods that deliver a serious protein punch. This strategy works even for people in their 70s, 80s, and beyond because your muscles can still respond and rebuild when given the right fuel in the right amount. One of the biggest misconceptions about building or maintaining muscle as we age is thinking that just having some protein here and there is enough. The reality is that muscle growth depends on both the quality of the protein you eat and the quantity you consume at each meal. As we get older, the body becomes less efficient at using protein to build new muscle. This means older adults actually need more protein per meal than younger people to trigger the same level of muscle synthesis. This is called anabolic resistance, and if you don't overcome it, you can eat healthy foods all day long and still slowly lose muscle mass. To fight this, you have to be intentional about giving your muscles both what they need and enough of it. Quality matters because not all protein sources are created equal. Proteins are made up of amino acids, and only certain foods contain all 9 essential amino acids in the right balance for muscle repair. These are called complete proteins, and they're found mostly in animal-based foods like beef, chicken, fish, eggs, dairy, and whey protein. These proteins are highly bioavailable, meaning your body can easily digest and use them to build and repair tissue. Plant proteins, while healthy, are often incomplete and less efficient unless combined carefully, which can be challenging for older adults with smaller appetites. That's why prioritizing high-quality complete protein is critical. You want every bite you take to count toward rebuilding your strength. Quantity matters just as much, and this is where many people fall short. While a young adult can build muscle with 15 to 20 grams of protein in a meal, older adults typically need closer to 30 to 40 grams in one sitting to flip the muscle building switch in the body. Eating just a few bites of protein here and there isn't enough to stimulate muscle repair. For example, 2 eggs only give about 12 grams of protein, which won't come close to the threshold needed to spark new muscle growth in someone over 60, but a piece of chicken breast, a scoop of whey protein, or a cup of Greek yogurt combined with a handful of nuts could easily get you into that optimal range. The point is to build meals around a substantial serving of protein, not treat it as a small side item. Spacing protein evenly throughout the day also makes a big difference. Many people eat a carb-heavy breakfast, a light lunch, and then load up on protein at dinner, but that pattern leaves the body underfueled for most of the day. Muscles rebuild best when they get steady doses of protein from morning to night. Starting the day with 30 grams of protein sets the tone for muscle repair and energy. By focusing on both the quality and the quantity of protein, you give your body the raw materials it needs to hold on to muscle, recover from activity, and stay strong, steady, and independent as the years go on. Protein on its own can't rebuild muscle unless your body has a reason to use it, and that reason comes from strength building movement. This is the part many people overlook when they try to fight muscle loss. They focus on eating better but stay inactive, thinking nutrition alone will do the job. The truth is, muscles only grow when they're challenged. When you use them against resistance, whether it's lifting weights, pushing against resistance bands, or even doing body weight movements like squats and push-ups, you send a powerful signal to your body that those muscles are still needed. That signal flips on the process of muscle repair and growth, and the protein you eat becomes the building material your body uses to make those muscles stronger. Without that stimulus, much of the protein you eat is used for other basic body functions instead of building muscle. The good news is that strength building movement doesn't have to be complicated, painful, or time consuming. Many older adults assume they need to join a gym or lift heavy weights to see results, but that's not true. Even light resistance done consistently can reverse muscle loss. Simple body weight exercises like standing from a chair without using your hands, wall push-ups, or holding a squat at the kitchen counter can start reactivating muscles. Resistance bands are another excellent option because they are inexpensive, easy on the joints, and can be used at home. Over time, as you get stronger, you can gradually increase the resistance or the number of repetitions to keep challenging your muscles and keep them growing. Movement also improves how your body uses protein. After strength training, your muscles become more sensitive to amino acids, which means the protein you eat in the hours afterward is absorbed and used more effectively to build new tissue. This is why combining exercise and protein is so much more powerful than either one alone. You don't have to do a long workout, just 15 to 30 minutes of focused strength-based movement 2 or 3 times a week can make a noticeable difference in muscle size, balance, and energy. Consistency is what matters most. Every time you work your muscles, you are reminding your body that you still need them, and every time you eat protein, you are giving your body the tools to rebuild them stronger. Beyond muscle growth, strength building movement brings other benefits that multiply your results. It improves blood flow, reduces inflammation, strengthens bones, and boosts energy levels. It also improves balance and coordination, which lowers your risk of falls, one of the biggest dangers of aging. When you pair movement with proper protein intake, you create a feedback loop. Movement triggers growth, protein fuels it, and the new strength makes it easier to move even more. This simple combination is the most powerful way to fight sarcopenia, and it works no matter your age or current fitness level. It's never too late to start, and the rewards show up faster than most people expect. One of the biggest barriers that keeps people from rebuilding their muscle as they age is overcomplicating the process. They think they need the perfect workout plan, the latest supplements, or a rigid diet to see results. This mindset often leads to frustration, burnout, or giving up before progress even begins. The truth is far simpler. Consistency beats complication every time. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You just need to do the right things regularly. Small, steady actions done day after day will outperform any intense but short-lived effort. This principle is especially powerful for older adults trying to reverse sarcopenia because consistency allows your body to gradually adapt, strengthen, and recover without being overwhelmed. Trying to overhaul everything at once often backfires. Someone might buy expensive gym memberships, protein powders, and rigid meal plans only to feel exhausted and discouraged after a week. This approach is unsustainable, and it sends the message that building muscle is a huge, complicated task reserved for fitness fanatics. But building strength after 60 or 70 isn't about extreme measures, it's about repetition. If you can eat protein-rich foods at each meal and do short bouts of strength-based movement several times a week, your body will respond. It won't happen overnight, but over weeks and months, those simple habits stack up to real results. This slow, steady approach also protects your joints and prevents injury, which is vital for older adults. Consistency also makes healthy habits automatic. The more often you repeat a behavior, the less mental effort it takes. At first, planning protein-rich meals and doing resistance exercises might feel awkward or forced. But if you stick to it, it becomes part of your routine. Just like brushing your teeth or making your morning coffee, you stop negotiating with yourself about whether to do it and simply do it. This habit loop is what allows people to maintain muscle strength for years, not just weeks. And unlike crash diets or intense fitness programs, habits don't rely on willpower alone, they run on momentum. Another reason consistency wins is that it builds confidence. Every time you follow through on your plan, whether that's eating 30 grams of protein at breakfast or completing a short workout, you prove to yourself that you're capable. That feeling of progress fuels motivation far better than any quick fix promise. Even if you have days when you feel tired or less motivated, showing up and doing something, however small, keeps your momentum alive. Missing one day doesn't erase your progress, but staying off track for weeks can. The goal is to make your plan simple enough